So then my next question is, do you jump every morning eager to go to the job or to the work that you do? Do you jump out of your bed every morning eagerly to go to the job? Honest answer. Do you jump every morning from the bed? Aditi says no. Okay. Okay. Komal says no. Yes. Even I don't. Even I don't jump out of my bed and then say, yes, I am eager to go to the job. Okay. Samyukta says no. Okay. Um any other answers? Okay, I got college. 80% of days, so no. You're you're in different league, Aniket. Okay. You will you will be more understand. I mean, you'll be able to understand the essence of it once you come out of the college. Yeah, I understand. But thanks. So when we are not doing what we love, so what is stopping us from doing what we love? That's the question we try to answer here. And then in the process, how to build an awesome personal brand. This is what we try to uh, get close to. Okay, building personal brands. So I want your opinion on how is it in the past. You have seen so many celebrities, so many stars, or some personalities who have built awesome personal brands in the past. So how did they do that? Let's connect the dots. How did they do that? Okay. Yeah. Any answers? You have seen some people from the past. Uh, how have they done that? You might have seen Amitabh Bachchan. So you might have seen some television personalities as well, or you might have seen some uh, activists. So how did they build their personal brands? So you can say Alia Bhatt has a personal brand. So do Amitabh Bachchan, but he's from the past. How did he build that? Or any other person from the past who is 60 or 70 years, how have they built their personal brands? Through which medium? Okay, by good work, Vandana says yes. Through hard work and strong willpower. Okay, passionate by their work, motivated by someone. Yes, they have done good work and then they were visible. But what is the medium you got to know about them? What is the medium with which they have built their personal brands? Okay, work speaks, but there should be a channel. Okay, through the media. What media? And it says through. Okay, social media is now, but there is no Facebook 10 years back. Networking. Okay, okay. So Amitabh might be networking with Bollywood celebrities through electronic media, film, letters, newspapers. Wonderful. KBC, television. Right. You are all right. Through television, through films, through newspapers. That's how they have built their work. That means once they have done their good work, there are channels which have propagated their work. Even they are doing it right now as well. So what is the current? What is the current situation? How are people building their brands now? How is it? Through which medium people are actually building their brands now? Okay, through marketing, social network, Twitter. Wonderful. Social media. Yes, right. Now what we are going to do here is personal branding through social networking space, because that's where we are in. And then during this COVID situation, it is more important than ever. And then of course personal branding at workplace, but most of the session will be based on the first part. 80% or 90% will be on the personal branding through social networking space. Okay, now coming to the first thing, I mean, what do you think is a personal brand? In your opinion, whatever you think, what do you think is personal brand according to you? Okay, posters. Okay, so Alvina said post. Okay, pitch. Okay, that's Vandana, I believe. Okay, personal brand is a pitch or is a smile. Sanjita says it's a smile. Okay, A recognition. Sushma says a recognition. Okay. How people recognize you. Wonderful, Rishabh. Okay. Impact. Vijay says impact. What the impact that you cause. And then Aditi says it's the first impression that you build. Okay. And to a certain extent. Thanks, Aditi. And impression. Yes. Impression, in fact, is the word. How people perceive you. Or in other words, what are you known for? Or how you are identified in the social circle, how you are recognized, as one of them said, recognition. How you are recognized in your circle of influence. Wonderful. That's the personal brand. Perfect. You got the clarity. And then it's not pitch, as someone said, or the impact. Yes, to a certain extent. I mean, because once you made an impact, that is when your brand builds. Wonderful. Okay. The values you embrace. Yes, the values you embrace is what Mamta says. The values that you project, and then how people perceive you in relation to the values that you embrace. Okay. Thank you. Now, what do you think will is the first step in building this brand? So, what's the first step? Thought process. Of course, thought process is there. Komal, how do you use that thought process? Yes, very right. Thought process is the first thing. Uh, so you think of, what do you think of? That's the question now. Thought process is pretty right. What do you think of? What is the first step in building a personal brand? What is the first step in building a personal brand? Truthful to yourself. Wonderful. Truthful to yourself. So in order to be truthful to yourself, don't you think okay, Aditi is saying smile. Okay. Okay, I like that. Preelam says believing in yourself. Okay. Vijay says reputation. Vandana says being ethical, self confidence, be introspective. I like this. Yes, as someone told, believing in yourself or being true to yourself. So in order to be that, in order to do that, you need to know yourself. Don't you think? You need to know yourself. Do you agree to that point? The first step is to know yourself. What your passion is. Yes, what your passion is. That is, what are you, on what basis? So when you say, when someone says building a brand is like doing impactful work or doing great work, so that work should be something that should be close to your heart, that you should be passionate about it. So knowing yourself or knowing your passion is the first step. Okay, find your passion. So how do you find your passion? Very quick. How do you find your passion? If someone has already been to my session, this is something that has been covered. Okay. How do you find your passion? Very true. How do you find your passion? This is one thing people have trouble in. But how do you find? What do you do? What do you do in order to find your passion? Self introspection. Wonderful. Okay. You love to do it again and again. Aniket says, fantastic. Aniket. Okay. Which I love to do more. Sushma says, perfect. Yes, that's right. Uh, so, analysis of self and feedback, Aditi, that's wonderful. Yes. So you can also ask yourself, then try other. Okay, you can ask yourself certain questions which will actually help you to identify your passion. What would you do if money is not a matter of concern? That means you have enough amount of money. No, no, there is no need for you to bother about money. You have enough of it, and then you need not pay to someone. So what is that you start? So just think about that particular thing. You have enough of money. You just are given an opportunity to work on the thing that you love, as someone has said. And what would you do if something that you are going to do is going to be 100% success? Suppose you want to do something and it is going to be 100% success. There is no failure rate. Then what is the thing that you want to do? That's actually what how your passion comes out. You will, by asking these two questions to yourself, you will be able to understand what your real passion is. And of course, as someone has said, analyze yourself. Wonderful, Aditi, I believe. Yes. You need to analyze your actions from the past. how have you been doing, and then what are your inclinations, how, in what activities you are very much involved or very much lively, what are you really excited about. And then when you're doing something you don't feel like doing work, what is that, you just enjoy that. That's fine, that is your passion. Once your passion is found, you should not stop, you should never stop. This is a critical thing, and then it, believe me, it takes years. I mean, when, if you are in a student age like Sangita or Aniket, believe me, it takes another 10-15 years, guys, to really find out what your passion is, because for the next 10 years you will be trying out different things. As one, someone has already pointed out, you need to actually try out different things. Then you will be able to understand what, where your inclination or your excitement lies. And then uh, it took me 35 years to find my passion is, okay. And then even after finding out, I have to still figure out what exact subsection I need to focus on. So it's a work in progress thing. So you need not worry about that. If you are not able to figure out the passion immediately, it takes time. Yeah. And then after that, you should not rest. Once that is done, start gaining. Okay, I have mentioned, start gaining mastery. How do you gain mastery? So you have found out your passion. Wonderful. So how do you gain mastery? I need answers. Okay. Uh, through practice. Yes, by practicing. Wonderful. Sushma says, Komal says, Vandana says, Muid says by experience. Wonderful. By challenging yourself. Fantastic. Yes, this is a very good thing, because yesterday on goal setting, when I am saying, when you put simple goals, you just procrastinate that, because at any point of time you think this is very simple. When it is not challenging enough, you actually keep it aside. So it needs to be challenging yourself. And then you need to listen. I mean, listening in the sense, Vijesh, what should you listen? We need to listen to others, or listen to something else. Can you be more clearer? And then being consistent. That's right. So being, to be consistent in doing that, and by, and thereby actually gaining mastery. Yes, of course, uh, you need to be consistent, and one must be very firm in gaining mastery. You need to have discipline, as Vandana says, in gaining mastery. So, uh, by reading books, blogs, watching videos, exploring a new trends on that particular topic. Of course, by practicing, and along with that, you need to read stuff. What are the latest things? How people are. See, when you are typing anything in Google or YouTube, you already have some suggestion, auto suggestion. That means some thousands and lakhs of people have already searched that. That means whatever things that comes to your mind, there has been some hundreds of people or thousands of people who have actually gone through that path and done that. So you need not revisit that again. You just need to gain knowledge from those things, and then build some, build on their shoulders. That's what you need to do, because it need to be on the latest path. So if you are doing the same thing which people have already done, which is widely available on the net, then it may not be that much receivable. Okay, but still you need to do that. And the main thing is, after uh, having reading stuff and then practicing, and then Aditi says practice can believing oneself able to adapt to changing environment, right, Aditi? And then the main important thing is do stuff. It's not about just practicing for yourself. It's not about just gaining mastery for yourself, or watching videos, or exploring new trends, or being consistent in gaining mastery. You need to do stuff. What do I mean by do stuff? What do you understand by doing stuff? What is, how is it different? Because when you do stuff, you publish it. There should be traction. Wonderful, there should be traction. So sometimes what happens is, we set goals. Yes, we set goals, and then we plan things. We plan what to need, what to read about it, and then how to start it, and what are the reference materials to practice it. And then we are actually consuming those stuff, but there is no output. Until there is an output, you won't be gaining mastery. So someone has said practicing by doing stuff. And then if you are just reading, and then if you think reading is practicing, that's a misnomer. So you might be consuming so many things, but unless some output comes out of you, you will not be able to gain that mastery. So why to gain mastery? Because once you, yes, we plan, and then yes, we need to execute, right? So when you are going through this stuff, you might have seen that some people have done that, but it is always fine to actually steal ideas. What do you mean by stealing ideas? What do you mean by stealing ideas? What do you mean by stealing ideas? Okay, no different from other person. Okay, so stealing ideas is actually when there are people who has actually done that, it is okay to take those ideas, and then implement that in your stuff. That is what I mean by stealing ideas. Because if you see, even Apple's founder Steve Jobs, this is one of the quote that was shared by Mr. Duarson in his earlier training. We have always been shameless in stealing great ideas. So if Steve Jobs himself says that Apple has shamelessly stolen ideas, it is perfectly fine for us to steal ideas if they are great. We can implement them, and then because if we know that we can do at least 1% better, we can actually take that and then implement that. That is what is all about gaining mastery. Okay. So now, as the first step, you have found out your passion. In the second step, you have gained mastery and then doing stuff. What is the third step? A chocolate to those who answers in the way I have expected. Okay, what is the third step that I am going to show you? What is the third step? What is the third step? Subject matter experts. That means you are okay. Vandana says subject matter experts. What else? I am expecting something. Okay, you became a master. Implement. You have implemented that. Now what? You found out your passion. You have implemented that. Yes, we have been consistent and in doing stuff. Komal says best outcomes. Yes, we have produced best outcomes. Then what? Then what? Keep standards. Rishabh says we have been keeping standards. Then what? Consultants. Okay. So what is this session about? What is this session all about? This is the third step, is the crux of the whole session. What is this? What is this session about? Personal branding. So you have founded your passion. You have been doing stuff. You have gained mastery. Then yes, Prelam is the first one. Marketing. Market yourself as a brand. Wonderful. Review. Activation. Okay. You need to activate your promotional channels. You need to, of course, Prajna, we review it, and then it need not be perfect as well. We need not wait for the perfect outcome. As soon as we produce some output, we should actually promote as if tomorrow is the last day. That's how we should promote. We need not be perfect. If you are a painter, you need not be a Picasso or a Da Vinci to produce stuff. You can produce in the way that you want, and then you just need to promote what you have done. And then you just need to keep promoting in whatever way you can. It need not be perfect. It need not come in a beautiful Mona Lisa form. It can be anything. It can be anything random, but it is something that you have created out of your passion. That's much more valuable than anything that you have copied. As someone says, uh, stealing is fine, but plagiarism is bad. Aditi, I believe. Yes, you are not exactly copying the stuff. You have created something. You have taken an idea, or you haven't taken idea. It is your stuff. However, it is fine. You just need to promote what you have done. because in one of the video, if you type Arnold's internet breaking speech, he says, just work hard and advertise to the world. That's it. That is what he has done, and then that's what is his secret of success. That's exactly that we need to do if we want to build a personal brand. Advertise, promote, market yourself, display your products. Yes, you need to capitalize what you are passionate about. Being a pro. Yes, as someone told, being a pro, you need not see it is actually we need not become a pro. We can be a novice, and then while we are a novice or a person who is just starting up, we need to promote. There is no stopping. You just need to keep posting. You just need to keep posting stuff on the things that we are passionate about. If my friend Sushma, who is there in the session, she is a fantastic painter. uh, so whenever she does that, she posts it in the social media, and then there are good comments, good number of likes. And then whenever she make his child draw things, she shares that. So what about whatever, she is promoting her passion. That's how it should be. Even if it is small thing, it need to be promoted. Okay. Yes, be open for learning. Yes, of course, Rishabh. Actually, what you have said is right, because when we share things, people know what we are into, and then they suggest stuff. Obviously we will be open to learning. So unless the world knows what we need, unless the world knows what we are passionate about, they are not ready to help. So have you read the book The Alchemist? How many of you read the book Alchemist? Please type yes if you have read it, or no if you haven't. The Alchemist, yes. Okay, that's Vandana, right? Yes, nope. Okay. Alchemist, how many of you read? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So this so in this book, the short summary of this book is, if if you want something, you should just tell the world what you need, and then it will come to you. The entire world will come together to help you out what you need. So that's exactly the social media also works. You need to just promote what your passion is, and then people start recognizing what you are into, and then they can, when you seek some help, and then when they have any additional material, or when they know uh, there is some course that can help you develop your passion, or there is some uh, professional who can help you out in that one, your close friend. See, how many of us share our passions with our close friends? Maybe they might have known some people who are who are professionals in that one. We can get their help at free of cost. We never do that. That's the problem. We just need to publish ourselves. Yes, Komal. Yes, that's the Shah Rukh Khan's dialogue. Sare kainat or whatever. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, now the core part. What are the channels that we need to use to promote ourselves? What are the channels? What is the first channel that comes to your mind? Answers, please. What are the channels that we need to promote ourselves? As it's social media. In social media, what is yes, we just says friends. Yeah, family first, of course. Yes, Sushma says WhatsApp. Wonderful. Facebook, LinkedIn. Yes. Okay. Relations. Okay. Facebook. Good. So let's see each one. So WhatsApp. How do you promote yourself in WhatsApp? You just message everyone. Yes, status. Wonderful. People underestimate the potential of status. Really. So there are hundreds of people in your network who check status just like that. When they get bored, when there is lockdown, when they are eating food, when there is a break, there is no specific time. When they are taking a break, they just check status of the WhatsApp people. And then if you are missing out on our WhatsApp, you are missing out on so many things. So whatever is your passion, whether you have painted it, share it. If you have found some good painting somewhere else, showcase it. I mean, it need not be. I mean, you can mention that it is obviously people know that it is a great painting from where. You obviously mention the source as well, but promote in the. I mean, WhatsApp status. I mean, don't miss out on WhatsApp status. Yes, on the DP, wonderful. Yes, Vandana says on the DP display pic. Yes, perfect. And what the next book people have said Facebook. So how far Facebook is to how many people can you in fact showcase your stuff on Facebook at max? People said Facebook. How far? How many people can you? Okay, our friends and our friends. How many? So what is the max limit of a Facebook friend list? What's the max? More than 2000? Yeah. What's the max list? 60 to 80? Okay, 5000. Muid is right on spot. The Facebook friends list, the limit is 5000. So is it okay to just limit to promote it to 5000 people, or should it be more? Should it be more? If 5000 is okay, should it be more? Okay. So what would you do? What's the option? Okay. So website, yes, but how do you promote your website the first? So without, so we'll come to that website part. Okay, vlogs, yes. Okay. So what is the thing that in Facebook that we can make use of to promote ourselves? Facebook account is one. What is the other part of Facebook which can really be useful? Facebook page. Muid, are you into digital marketing? Please do. Please learn it. You are on the right track. Uh, yes, Facebook page. Yes, Prilam says yes. Yeah, on Facebook, YouTube vlog, Sushma says yes. But if you are already on Facebook, and then if you have some 1,000, 2,000 friends, okay, uh, and you cannot actually uh, pull them into YouTube vlogs or something, but you can certainly send an invite to them for a Facebook page. And then Facebook page is there is no limit. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is no limit on Facebook page. You can send an invite, and then any number of people can like your Facebook page. If you're a painter, or if you are just pursuing cooking as a hobby, or if you are pursuing photography as a passion, create a Facebook page. That's it. You create a Facebook page and then keep uh, posting on it, because when people want to see the stuff that you really do, they just need to like your page, and then whatever updates that you do on your page, it just immediately pops up in their timeline. And then Facebook page has priority over Facebook account, and Facebook group has a priority over Facebook page. So if you have an hobby, do create a Facebook page and then please post stuff on it. Because one of my friend who is into art, she is a painter, and she has been teaching painting for the kids in her society. And then she is creating some posters and then pasting and then putting it in the notice board. I asked, do you have a Facebook page, so that the people who have actually uh, sent their kids and then who are very much positive to your work, you will lose contacts, you will lose their contact if you don't have a Facebook page. You just need to send a, because if people like your work, you just send a Facebook page link and ask them to like, and then ask them to write a review of your work. That's what you need to do. Even if you are a small time photographer and pursuing photography as a passion, do create a page. And then if you are doing an event, a birthday event of your friends, post there and then ask them to write review. That's the least thing that you can need to do to promote yourself as a brand. And then it it pays in the long run. Okay, of course someone has already told Insta and YouTube vlogs. Let's come to that point as well. Instagram. So Instagram, so in one of the sessions I have asked, so this is my Facebook link to those are students, and then they told they don't have Facebook thing, they only uh, have Instagram accounts. So I mean, that's how the young generation is. If you are not on Instagram, you lose a lot. Okay, be there on Instagram, and then ideally think about the name that you put. Your personal brand should reverberate on the Facebook page. It should be similar on the Instagram, and then whatever name that you keep, it should be popping up on your account as well. So there should be uniformity, because you should not confuse your audience with multiple names. It should be consistent across. Okay. And YouTube, as someone has said, YouTube, wonderful, that's right. uh, so whatever work that you are doing, you can actually post that on YouTube, and then you need to increase subscribers. Why do you need to increase? Why people always say, uh, please click the subscribe button, and then after you subscribe they will ask to keep pressing that bell button? Why people ask that? What is the background? Not miss the post, is that it? You should not miss the post. Is that it, Sushma, or is there anything else? Marketing, how do they market? Okay, they are notified. Muhid, yes, they are notified. Is that the only advantage? Of course, I have clicked the button, and then I will be notified, and then is the sole purpose. If they updated new things, they get notifications. That's already over. Any new answers? Okay, money. How? Yes, Aditi. Money is the answer. But how money? How do they get money if you click subscribe button? How many subscribers was wonderful? Vandana says, how many subscribers and followers matters? Yes, the head counts and ads. Wonderful. So even if it is now there are lakhs and uh, I mean millions of YouTubers, and then the rate at which YouTube offers uh, money is almost nil, because it cannot divide that much amount to everyone. Okay, now you need to make money out of the subscribers. How do you make money out of the subscribers? How Kapil Sharma is making money? So first he started with comedy nights with Kapil, and then once the show is successful, what is he doing now? He's inviting people who want to promote or painting or video making. So if you want to invite a personality and then have a chat show with him, they see how many subscribers that you have. When you have good number of subscribers, that is when people want to promote themselves, promote their things in your show. And then you have YouTube live. You need to actually go live. That's where the actual money is. Even Instagram and Facebook have live option, and then they are fantastic opportunities. And then YouTube live, why? Because when you are going live, there will be people who have already been your subscribers, and then they will be viewing it. And then once that live show is done, it will be it will be in the list of the YouTube videos that you make. And when you invite people who are experts in that field, the like-minded people who subscribes you, and then the people who have an inclination towards the subject that you are promoting, they will become subscribers. It's a win-win situation. The people who are coming on the show, they will get publicity, and then because experts are coming to your show, there will be more subscribers to you. And then at any point of time, if you want to conduct a session, your own training session, your own Zoom online training session on that particular topic, your subscribers, your YouTube subscribers and followers are the ready consumers of your show, are the ready consumers of the content that you have been promoting, or you have been working on. So that's where the money is. Got it? It's not just about being notified. It's past. You will be actually making money if you are having more subscribers. And how to have more subscribers, that's the question. How to increase your credibility? Facebook page, we have already discussed it. Facebook page, it is required because you need to have people who like your stuff connected to you. Web page. Someone has said website. Is it necessary? When you have Facebook account, when you have Facebook page, is web page necessary? Is web page, do you need to take pains in building a web page? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do we need to have a page? Yes, necessary. Yes, obviously we need to have a web page. Even a single page website is particularly necessary because uh, we'll see. So web page is necessary. Do we need to have a blog? We have a Facebook page. We have a web page. Do we need to have a blog, guys? Do we need to have a blog? Yes. Okay. And then what is the difference between a blog and web page? Quick. What is the difference between blog and web page? Blog is whatever uh, it is to promote the stuff that you are into. You are actually building some brand equity, not you are building a brand. You are actually writing something. You are posting. So your YouTube videos is there somewhere, but blog has higher uh, priority when it comes to Google search. You may have a web page, but web page is mainly a static one. But when you keep updating your blog page, it has higher priority when it comes to Google listing. That's the reason why you need to have a blog, and then whatever ideas that you have, you can write a blog post, and then show people what your ideas are. And then when you create a video, YouTube video, you can actually inscribe it in the blog page as well. In the web page, you need to coordinate with the web developer, and then it takes a little bit of amount of effort. But in a blog page, it is easier. Yes, Rishabh says info is static in websites compared to blog. Wonderful. That's right, Rishabh. Thanks for that one. And we need to keep posting. We need to stay calm. Whatever you see, we should not actually jump. We not wait for the right moment or the perfect stuff to come out. So what happens is people work a lot and then they shoot a video and then it goes nice and then it is subscribed, and once that initial video is done or once that initial blog is done, once that initial work is done, it actually becomes a hindrance for the next thing. Why? Because from the very next time people want to create stuff better than that. That's where the problem is. And in order to create that kind of stuff, you need to have good amount of time, you need to put good amount of thoughts and everything. But believe me friends, it actually makes you invisible for certain period of time. You need not create the perfect stuff every time. Whatever is the thing that comes to your mind, whatever output that you have generated, it is perfectly fine. Even if it is not that much perfect as your initial stuff, just keep posting. You need to be in the visibility of the people in your network. That's the most important thing than perfect, doing perfect stuff. Networking events, do we need to so we are doing so many things on the on online, so do we actually attend networking events and then promote ourselves? Is it required? Is it required to go to networking events and then promote ourselves? Is it required? Yes. Why? Because we should not leave any opportunity to promote ourselves. You should be shameless, in fact, to promote ourselves. We should actually better if we have a business card or card that just says our name and then some logo that is related to our passion, and then the Facebook page link, and then the Facebook ID, and then Instagram ID. That's it. You need not have a company as such, but at least these basic things are required when you are going to to networking events, and then show what you are special, what your specialty is. So if you have an opportunity to introduce yourself, how do you introduce yourself? If you say I am a software engineer from Infosys, would that interest other people? Or if you say uh, I'm a software engineer, but I'm a software engineer by profession, but by passion I'm a photographer, and my recent photo has been liked, has received more than 100 likes, and uh, I have published that uh, photo on a website and some websites are in touch with me to actually lend that kind of photograph. So you need to actually highlight what the stuff that you're doing. People should remember you for the passion that you have. They should recognize you for the efforts that you are taking into, because that is when they can actually help you out, or that is when they can actually collaborate with you. You should never leave any stone unturned when it comes to promoting yourself. Okay. Build a community. What do you mean by that? Building a community. How do you build a community? How do you build a community? Anyone? Okay. Vandana says elevator pitch. Yes, of course. Yeah. I'm actually bit rushing because time is running out. How do you build a community? So there are ways. Yeah, like-minded people. Yes, of course, like-minded people. How? But how? Through what channel? Network. Yes, of course, it's network. But through what channel? What is the tool that you use to build a network or coming together? Coming together physically, of course, yes, like JCI. But is it always possible, Aditi? WhatsApp group. Okay. Yes. Wonderful. Vandana says WhatsApp group. Wonderful. And what else? And staying connected through media, right? Aditi says there is an option of a Facebook group as well, which is very powerful. Uh, by sharing ideas, yes, we need to share ideas, but through what platform? It should be as easy as WhatsApp. As someone has said, WhatsApp group. Yes. Yeah. So there is something called Facebook group. If you have already seen, so Facebook group has a higher higher priority than any of the uh, than Facebook account or Facebook page. Once you connect with those people, you can invite them or be part of and then be part of the Facebook group so that you can share things. Okay, let me move to the next. Monetize. How do you monetize? Yes. How do we monetize stuff? Now you have identified your passion, you have worked on it, and then you have actually promoted your stuff. Now how do you monetize it? Rhythmic meetings with group. Yes, yes, of course, Vandana. How do you monetize your passion? That's the question. Maybe that is one thing that you always wanted to do. How do you monetize? Guys, how do you monetize your stuff? How do you monetize? Okay. 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 Sales. Okay. Vandana says sales. How do you sell? By selling your talent and skill. How do you sell? I mean, through website you sell, or right? You are right actually, Vidyesh, by selling your talent and skills and then sales, Vandana. But how do you sell? By conducting training. Wonderful. Vidyesh says yes. That's what we do. Speak to the person. Yes, and speak to the person. Yes, we speak to the people, because now you have promoted yourself at various forums. There will be some people who might be requiring your assistance or your consultancy, because you they may not be hiring you, but they want to test the waters because they don't know whether you are actually a pro in that area. But they will approach you if you can be of some help. You should be jumping into the opportunity, because that's where you actually see how much you are able to help someone. Yes, by and then promote yourself first. Initial free, wonderful, Aditi. Yes, that's right. Awareness sessions, as Vandana says, that's right. You can actually, because now you have built community. You have a WhatsApp group or you have Facebook group, and then you have been very much active in the social media. Now you post that you are conducting certain session on that particular topic, and then as someone said, Aditi said initially free. It can be a free session, and then through the initial free sessions, you show how much capable you are. And then if they want further sessions, you can actually charge. Wonderful, right? And you can actually conduct offline training sessions later, and actually you can conduct events, because you have been connected to the people who are into that particular passion. You by now you will be knowing people who are experts in that one, so you might as well want to conduct a meeting, conduct a event where you are inviting experts in that area, and then you are the link between those experts and the audience. How do you get the audience? with the community that you have built. Right. Wonderful. Sanjay already mentioned doing social events, and then yes, Vandana says doing by, of course, credibility is what matters when it comes to monetizing. And then have you heard about Teachable? So Teachable is something that you have gained mastery, and then if you want to provide online courses, there is something called Teachable. You can visit teachable.com, where you can create an account and then actually upload videos in the form of training modules, and then you can actually sell stuff online in the people. So how do you sell stuff online? So you can actually schedule Zoom meetings or Zoom webinars, and then invite people for a free session, and then in the free session you actually introduce them uh, the modules that you have created, and then combine it as a package and then give them. That's how things are running today. If you open your Facebook account, you will see so many uh, people selling online stuff. How do they do? They are actually creating training modules in Teachable, so you can do that as well. Brand endorsements with celebrities, Invento and Teachable is what I don't know about Invento. Thanks, Sushma, for that one. Guys, please know Invento is one another thing that Sushma has mentioned, and then brand endorsement with celebrities. Obviously, that is one thing that you can think of once you reach a certain level. And do's and don'ts. Okay, focus on quality of interaction. So people keep on actually uh, following on Instagram, but they don't actually uh, have meaningful conversations in Facebook or Instagram. They just keep liking your things, but there is no meaningful conversation. You need to have meaningful conversation if people want to be interested in your stuff. Don'ts: out of sight, out of mind. So when you do stuff one time, and then if you wait for the next big thing to happen or next big perfect output that you need to generate, you will be wasting that time. So don't be out of sight, because once you are out of sight, it takes again the same amount of efforts to be on the same page. Don't create groups without consent. That's a big no. So once when you are creating groups, please ask consent, because in a recent incident I have realized that one of my friend has created groups without consent, and then there was some backlash. Yeah. And then broadcast etiquette: how do you create broadcast? So if you are doing stuff, and then you can actually create broadcast in WhatsApp, but how do you do that? So you mention why you are broadcasting. So when I'm inviting people to JCI training sessions, I mention that you have been in my contact list, and then I thought this training session might be of interest to you. That's the reason I'm sharing this invite. And then if they like the session, well and good. If they don't like, they say, please remove me from the list. That's how you need to set the context why you are sending that information. Otherwise, they will treat you as a spam. And then there is a problem that they can, with just a click of a button, as report spam in WhatsApp, your mobile number can be blocked, your WhatsApp account can be blocked, and you can never retrieve that. Mind that. Yes. And argument in public forums. In public groups, what can happen is you get sometimes you post something and someone has understood it the wrong way, and then they might have actually posted something which is uh, which doesn't actually, which angers you, and then you get into an argument. So when you want to create a brand for yourself, don't enter into a verbal spat or argument in public forums. If you have a problem, just pick the call and then speak. That's the, because you don't want people to remember you for the things that you don't want to remember you. They want to you want them to remember for the passion. So stay true to that one and not get into the wrong side. Yes. Personal branding at workplace, I'm just walking through that. Take, as you already know, the people who take the challenging task standard from the rest. And then you need to broadcast just the way you are broadcasting your work on personal media. You need to broadcast your work in your office as well. You need to communicate like a leader during meetings. That's what the best communicator is, the one who make people feel that he is doing more stuff. And coordinate knowledge sharing sessions. You may not be the one who is giving knowledge sharing session, but you can actually take the lead in coordinating certain sessions, which can be. So in companies there are quarterly goals, there are performance appraisal initiatives. So it can be one of the thing that can say that you have organized these kind of things, or you have brought in people to get this knowledge shared. So you need to take initiatives for any kind of things in if you want to build your personal brand in your office. And obviously you need to make best use of LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a wonderful network. You just the way you have great options in Facebook and Instagram, you have the same kind of stuff in LinkedIn as well. Whatever wonderful stuff that you do at work, you can actually post it, of course, without conflicting your workplace policies. You cannot post the confidential things, but you can post interesting stuff that you are passionate about. That's what I have to say, because I was given at 6:40, so I'm ending at 7:40. So this is the group that I have been creating. This is a public group where post stuff on personal branding, how to communicate effectively, and then other leadership skills. So if you have any questions, you can just ping me. And if you want to join this accelerator group, I love to have you, because this is the one place where I'm building a community of like-minded people who are interested to grow personally. Yeah. With that, I open the forum for questions. Yes. So please type in your question, and then I'm happy to answer.
Yes, participants, you can please type in the questions. We will read it out to Funny so that he can answer you easily.
Someone has, I mean, Andana has said, please add me to the accelerator group. So please ping me a hi, and then I will be able to add you. That's how.
Funny, I think you can just share
Yeah.
your contact number. Probably with
Yes, yes.
that, they'll be able to contact you.
Yeah, yeah. It is on the screen. 9 7. So yeah, I can.
So lots of positive feedback. Also some questions, if there are any, those would be useful.
Yeah. Yeah. Any questions on any of the channels that you want to promote yourself, or how do you finding your passion?
Funny, in fact, I had one question.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, for example, through JCI, we make use of all these Facebook, Instagram, and other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even as a personal, I use Facebook, Instagram, but then probably my last post on Instagram was, God knows, 3 months or 4 months back. How do you motivate yourself to keep posting? Because at least according to me, I find it really difficult. Every day something or the other happens, but then posting is something which I don't know. Somehow I just don't get. I have time now. I can't complain that I don't have time, but then somehow or the other, I don't end up posting anything that I'm up to. How do
Yes,
you
I
motivate?
faced. I can perfectly relate to your question, because when you are a president, you are doing wonderful stuff as a president. Everyone can agree on that one. And uh, your primary motivation is to actually bring people on board, and then let them do things, and then organize things. That's where your priority is. I mean, in 2019, when I wanted to start all these things, I was never able to do that because of the same reason. Uh, Even though you have time, your priority and heart is about JCM APSA and not just you. And then that's a good thing. Once you are out of this, you will be. I am sure you will be able to rock. Unless and otherwise you take up the next role and then dedicate yourself. Yeah. I,
Thank you, Funny. I will just take motivation from whatever you've shared today, and hopefully in the night I'll post at least minimum one picture on Instagram and something on Facebook and other places. Hopefully,
yes.
fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank you.
participants, do we have any questions? Lots of great feedback from Mueet, from Mamta. Uh,
Doubt. Sorry, question.
Yes. Yes.
yes,
Please.
yes. Videsh has something.
Sir, according to your experience, you have displayed today as you are one of the brand. So
Okay.
according to you, which is the best channel to promote ourselves?
See, I will tell my experience. So I have been using Facebook, okay, and then I miss out on Instagram, or for that matter, TikTok or IGTV. IGTV is the Instagram. If you have a long video, that is where a long video format of Instagram comes. So when you are promoting yourself, you should not actually leave any medium out of your ambit. At least for that matter, the first thing, the youth today is more connecting to Instagram. So that's where most of the audience in this generation are. But still, you are almost in your 30s. So you have people of your age, more than 35, I believe, on Facebook as well. So at least you should start promoting yourself on these both mediums. And then occasionally on TikTok is it has a different algorithm. That Chinese algorithm works in a way where no one ever knows who will become an overnight celebrity, and then it is not consistent. And then people, when they think that they have become stars, and then the next videos, if they don't get that many likes, or if the rate of increase of subscribers don't increase, they will feel very much depressed. So you need to take that with a pinch of salt. And then just keep posting stuff, whatever it is. You just need to uh, be on people's mind that you are in this area, and then you are very much passionate about it. That's more important. Aniket says, what should we have when we feel sorry, Vidyesh, have I answered your question?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, funny. There's a question from Aniket.
Uh-huh.
What we should do when we feel that we are failing in promoting on social media if people do not give feedback uh, with these problems?
Okay. uh, so that's what I have exactly mentioned. uh, People are busy. I mean, they will see when they want to see, and then if they want to ignore, they will ignore. So you cannot expect a steady stream of consistent behavior from the public every time. So for that, you need to have audience from varied groups. You just need not promote on one medium. So it should be from in different medium, because even if one medium the audience is not responding, it's fine. From the other medium you will get. And even if you don't get from any of the medium, you need not worry. You just need to keep posting. I mean, one of the slides said keep your comment and keep posting. That's what you need to do. Because even if you see any of the YouTube millionaires, everyone, their starting videos have very less views. But after 1 or 2 years of consistent posting of the videos, consistent posting in the blogs, in the Twitter interactions, their videos, their 30th video or 40th video or 50th video, it gained traction, and then it became viral. And then people have subscribed at that point of time after 1 or 2 years. And then after they have subscribed, they wanted to see what this guy has done earlier. And that's when the initial videos has gained views. But initially it would be just in 50s or 60s, the initial views. So you should not even bother about how many views. Even if there are two people who are watching your video, that's fine. Just keep posting.
Funny,
Yeah.
there's one more question from Rishabh. He says, "Sir, I had a question. At times we are trapped between passion and a job. How to prepare oneself mentally to execute what you have in hand each day? As I had said earlier, adaptable."
Wonderful, Rishabh. And then this is the question every person who had a job faces, and then every person who has a different passion faces. So job is something that I don't recommend or suggest uh, to leave the job, but you need to have a plan of how to make your passion a business. That you need to have. Passion is something, once you come from office at night, even when you are exhausted, that is when uh, you will be inspired to do something. And then when you have that thing, and then when you keep working on that one, someday or the other it will reap benefits. You need to have a plan for that one. Just the way you have identified your passion, and then keep promoting it, keep doing stuff. One day that you don't even know from where the opportunity comes. I mean, in my example, I have a daily job as a delivery manager. And then, but my passion is to become a trainer. I joined JC in 2012, and then it's been 8 years. So in whatever way I am, I have been whatever small opportunity that I get by doing trainings. I have done that in schools, colleges, and corporates, and then doing sessions now. So I have been in touch and then keeping my passion alive. So, and then recently I had organized certain sessions which are actually paid. So at some point of time, you will know when people are ready to become your consumers. So just keep doing stuff. That's it.